I hope I'm not too close to the camera. Is this bothering you? I enjoy playing in crowded spaces with a lot of men, playing with recycled rectangle pieces of paper that has effects on it that tells you what you can and cannot do. Contracts. Why am I playing with pieces of cardboard? Contracts. I've been dueling a lot, and it's always a shocker how fast these games are. Second turn, I lose. Why am I losing on the second turn? Is it my fault? Is it something that I'm doing in this game? Something I'm not doing right? Something that I'm not getting? I remember back in the day when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, we used to summon our monsters, go, it's your turn, summon your monsters, go, my turn, great. It was a great duel. We had so much fun going back and forth. But now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you try to play competitively now I will talk about casual in a second, but competitively, you just can't do that. That's just the reality of it. You might decide put in different tech cards in your deck, but most honestly, if you're not running the latest, greatest, awesome deck, you're out of luck. And that really upsets me. When you watch the show, so many people had so many variety of decks, and when they dueled, it was like it's over. They had a chance. Every deck in the game, on the show, had some type of chance and some type of comeback. It was just great. Those things is what I visualize for the game competitively, but you just can't get that as much. I know it's quite difficult to do. Maybe it's just a dream that I'm thinking about. Maybe it's more difficult than what I'm thinking it is. If you really want that fun back and forth type of gameplay, you can play competitive, but you still have to try to play casual. I know it's strange. Usually people say you play casual. How about you try to play pro? But some of you pro players or some of you players who never ever touch those other decks, you may learn other strategies, or it may open your mind up to different combos or strategies or deck ideas that you haven't been opened up to before. Casual decks are fun. Casual decks, they take away the stress of, oh, I paid all this money for this deck and it still loses. I do understand the competitive nature of the game, and cards will be better than other cards. I'm not oblivious to that. I just wish that the competitive side of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had more options in it, or it was more open or more creative, or there was a bigger pool of decks in the top. I just wish that it wasn't always the top 3 or the top 2, or this deck is the #1 deck. Everything else is obsolete. Yu-Gi-Oh! Shouldn't be that way, in my opinion. You should have more options. You should be able to play any deck you want and still have a chance to win. The game should go over past 2 turns. You can't tell me that Konami can't come up with something to make decks more evenly matched. Here's what's going on. If you don't play the top decks, you cannot be competitive. If you don't win the die roll, you lose. If your opponent's deck has more support than you, the chances of you winning over them is very slim. You try to be creative in this game. You put tech in your deck and people shame you. I keep losing on my second turn. I keep losing on my second turn. I keep losing on the first turn. My opponent sets up a big ass board and I can't do nothing about it. What happened to setting traps? What happened to reading your opponent? What happened to setting up your board before you OTK them? What happened to building up a board? They just put it in, no lube. Ritual summons, fusion summons, exceed summons, pendulum summons, link summons, synchro summonings. You got all these types of summonings. And this game is just way too fast. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the solution is. It's just turning me off. Thanks for watching your Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, and I end my turn. Go.